Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I also want to thank my colleagues for bringing this important topic about transparency and in particular the issue of prior authorization. I particularly want to thank my colleagues, Mr. Kelly and Ms. Delvini, for their persistent leadership on this important issue. It's exciting to see some movement now. Recently, United Health changing its policies to minimize use of prior authorization. It's important that we don't let up now, which is why I'm glad to see language from their Improving Seniors Timely Access to Care Act included in this markup. If used properly, prior authorization can be a useful tool to help manage the cost of health care, a good thing we'd all like to see. Unfortunately, that's not what's happening now. Prior authorization process is broken, leading to adverse outcomes for patients. In a recent American Medical Association survey, 1 in 3 doctors reported that prior authorization delays have led to serious adverse health events for their patients, such as hospitalizations or even death. This is outrageous. Doctors should be free to give their patients the care they need when they need it. And prior authorizations aren't even functioning as the check they're intended to, since 90 to 100% of the requests get approved in the end. This broken process takes a toll on patients, their families, caregivers, doctors, and even the exact financial toll on health insurance providers and ultimately the American consumers. You know, I witnessed this firsthand within the last year when a family member had a health issue and had to spend extra time in the hospital waiting on prior authorization just to go into rehab. And it's one of these issues that we need to address. It'll ultimately save money. It'll ultimately make sure that the outcomes for patients is better than what they would have received without this. Thankfully, the legislation we're considering today offers solutions and process improvements that will make a difference in the health and the lives of the individuals we represent. It's important that we get this right since more than 28 million people are enrolled in the Medicare Advantage plan, roughly half of the eligible Medicare population. The changes proposed in this legislation will put physicians in the driver's seat so that they can deliver timely care to their patients and minimize unnecessary wait times for patients. Cutting time dealing with bureaucratic red tape means more time taking care of patients. I'm glad we're finally bringing this process into the modern era by also establishing an electronic prior authorizations process. This will help streamline the process and make it possible to provide physicians and patients decisions in real time. I hope my colleagues join me in supporting this critical legislation that has the potential to dramatically improve and even save lives. And with that, I yield back, Mr. Chairman.